Yeah, Zeus bringing nothing but heat, thunder in the chest. Waking up daily, putting in the work, no rest. This for the real one, scrolling through the mess. Straight talk, no cap. Let's address. Every morning I wake, phone in my hand, scrolling through the lies, Trump and the Klan. Republicans violent, same script on repeat. I call out the cap, expose it in the street. They yell TDS, but it's them on that coat. Trump devotion syndrome, they deep in the vault. Jan 6, they duck when I press on the facts. Boogaloo, oath keepers, proud boys getting stacks. Slush fund money for the supremacist crew. Obama rent free, he's still living in you. Peddling straight cap, misinformation daily. It's coming back around, watch the downfall, baby. I'm destroying these Trump supporters daily. Zeus dropping thunder, they folding like babies. MAGA's worst nightmare, that's me on the low. God of the sky, sending straight to the smoke. They play me on Fox, MSNBC, CNN. I'm the one waking the world up again. Battle for the soul, this country on the line. Lake of fire waiting, no cap, it's mine. Ice out here wildin', violating rights. Trump dropping bombs on Iran late nights. Stealing that oil from Venezuela, no shame. Putting on the soil, red carpet, what a game. Soldiers on their knees, disgrace on display. Epstein files locked, y'all still look the other way. He said terrific guy. We all heard the quote, Christian nationalist blind. That's the sickest joke. Blowing up schools, innocent girls in the dirt. These clowns bugging, putting evil to work. I'm doing this cause the country needs saving. The people, the world, this ain't just entertaining. Waking up every day feeling the weight, but I carry that thunder, I don't hesitate. They call it hate, I call it real talk. Somebody gotta say it, somebody gotta walk. Through the fire, through the lies, through the smoke, Zeus in the sky. This the path that I chose. I'm destroying these Trump supporters daily. Zeus dropping thunder, they folding like babies. MAGA's worst nightmare, that's me on the low. God of the sky, send me straight to the smoke. They play me on Fox, MSNBC, CNN. I'm the one waking the world up again. Battle for the soul, this country on the line. Lick the fire waiting, no cap, it's mine. Straight to the lake, no cap. Thunder don't miss. MAGA's worst nightmare, remember that. Zeus out.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Happy we're back in the Thunderdome. Hope you all had a great weekend. Yes, welcome. Good morning, Ange. Beautiful Ange. Let's see. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. We're back. Yeah. G-Man. Let's go. Good morning. Disney Mom. Good morning. Dark Dana. Hope you all had a great weekend. Guess who's back? It's me, the Rizzler. I'm on top of my game, ahead of the class. You can tell that I made it. Look at my grass. Good morning. I won't finish last. Sitting in my living room screaming. That's true. This is how it's supposed to happen when you with your Hey. Kenneth, good morning. G-Man, go. Greatest of all time. You're right. Let's go. All these numbers on my spreadsheet. Benjamin Franklin is my bestie. Let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. They don't give me pops if they text me. I say it with there you go. Cause I mean it. Here it goes right here. They stitch my videos, these haters right here. Here it goes, here it goes. I'ma take off in a spaceship.
I'll tell you what, I haven't gone into
That's a lie.
in a couple of days. That shit was radical.
Of course it is.
It was horrible. I'm like, Zeus has gone way off the rails.
Oh.
It's like deja vu.
See, I go overload when I get in that other mode. They don't ever have anything nice to say about it.
It's like deja vu.
All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we are back in the Thunderdome. Hope you all had a wonderful weekend. I know I had, but now it's time to honestly pick up the cross and get started on the work we all know is very important in order to save this once upon a time potentially great country of ours. All right, and who better to lead that charge than yours truly, myself, Zeus, the Rizzler, or some like to say Triple H. Thank you, Monty, for sharing the screen. Sharing the live out, tapping the screen. Yeah, we want to keep that engagement at the highest levels possible, to be quite honest. Yeah, but you said, well, why do they call you Triple H? And they've been doing it for a while. Well, it's quite simple. The first H is because, yes, you guessed it, I'm the most honest person on social media. I'm so honest right now, I'm almost considered offensive in a way, especially when it comes to the Trump supporters, the species that they are. I don't even call them human anymore. These folks are creatures. These folks are the worst of the worst. Am I right? But I'll say what needs to be said to these folks because I know they're possessed with a demonic force. And you just got to ring that bell inside of their brain every time you talk to them. Ain't no coddle, ain't no beating around the bush. If you can't get in the box and explain why you voted for Donald Trump and be honest about it, I really don't want to hear you. Because as far as I'm concerned, until someone proves me wrong, I know why they didn't do it. They didn't vote for him because, they voted for him because they couldn't bring themselves to vote for a black woman, a qualified black woman at that, Vice President Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris. I just thought of that. Because they always make themselves out to be victims no matter what happens. When you listen to these Trump supporters, they always try to pretend like they're victims. But you know what? I could be wrong. I could be wrong, right? Which leads me to the next H. And the next H is because guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I am the most humble person on social media, right? WVIP. I see. Yeah, if I get it wrong, you all know me. I'll be the first to apologize, but here's the thing. Just because your feelings are hurt, does that mean Big Zeus owes you an apology? Absolutely not. WG, man. GOAT. Yeah, G-Man, I like the GOAT. GOAT means greatest of all time, and that's exactly what I am. But you're a GOAT too, G-Man. WG, man. I had to say that. And then we get to the last and most important H of them all. Dark Angel, thank you. We're going to get to the last and the most important H of them all, and I must say this. There's no exception to it, but it's because I am and will always remain, you've guessed it, the most handsome. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, you all agreed too. Wow, that's amazing. Thank you. I love all of you, seriously. All right, and so with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we have some content to get through this morning. Obviously, we've had a crazy weekend, right? MAGA's dear leader, Donald Trump, once again, just showed us all that he is the worst president ever. And I'm going to actually go as far as to say in human history, he's the worst president ever. And I'm at a point now where I'm saying, at what point will you demons out there, and they know exactly who I'm talking about, when is it enough? The man got booed all day long yesterday, all day long. And then, you know what, I might need to just relax for a second, but yeah. And then you hear about all these other things that just happened leading up to where we're at today, ladies and gentlemen. But, and we'll get into that. But before I do, I'll say this, let's go ahead and take out the trash, so to speak. If you're a Trump supporter, remember I had a conversation with one on Friday, Taurus, I actually think Taurus might be redeemable, but she's got to turn her camera on, right? She got to turn her camera on and show us who she really is. Because I was thinking about you, Taurus, and I said, why would a beautiful person hide behind, never turn on their camera, never want to post photos and everything? Wouldn't beautiful people want to show the world how much light and beauty you have? So, these are just questions, right? But anyway, let me go ahead and get started. If you're a Trump supporter and you cannot handle the truth, do me a favor and leave right now, because I'm going to make sure today is the worst day of your life, all right? But get this, you don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay, too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
And so with that, ladies and gentlemen, the doors to the Thunderdome, they've officially closed, and I take no responsibility. She-Fit. Now, let me answer the question for you, She-Fit. Not like that. You know, that is never going to happen. None of these demons will ever have the opportunity to get it. They can look, but they don't touch. But I was just pondering to myself. I said, this woman knows no one likes her. And a lot of people do, even, DJ. And yet they still come to this show and listen to Big Zeus. And I say, what is it about? How do you keep showing up in places no one likes you? There's something really going on. And the only thing I could think of, She-Fit, was obviously because I'm Triple H. I have them jumping over the fences, so to speak. You know, it's not unusual, but it's incredible to be able to like see it on social media. I'm like, yeah, this is some crazy stuff. These folks know they have no chance with Big Zeus. They know where I stand on very serious issues, but yet they continue to just show up and embarrass themselves. But yeah, hey, W Zeus, I guess, right? You mean if you got them jumping over the fence to get to you, you know what it is then, right? I mean, I'm just being honest with you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so let's go ahead and take off, get this show off the ground. You know what that means. Let's get my co-pilot, because, you know, we're flying an airplane, so to speak. I'm taking you all to Olympus every morning I do it. And so let's go ahead and get today's safety message out there.
Good morning, afternoon, or evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard this live episode of The Zeus Show. My name is Amazing.
Thank you, Amazing.
And on behalf of Three Crossing Zeus, also known as Triple H, I would like to thank each of you for tuning in today. Your presence and support make this experience possible.
True.
And we are truly grateful for your continued engagement. As we prepare for takeoff, we kindly ask that you please return to your seats, buckle up, and get ready for an engaging journey. This show occasionally gets off the rails, and securing your attention ensures you remain safe and fully immersed throughout the broadcast. To maximize your experience, we kindly remind you to tap the screen, like, comment, and share this live stream with your network. Your shares help expand our community and bring more voices into the conversation. We also encourage you to support the platform by utilizing the available gifts during the broadcast. These contributions directly enhance the production quality and sustainability of the show. If you require assistance with gifting features or have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to one of our moderators who are present and ready to assist you in enjoying the program. As a reminder, full recordings of this episode will be uploaded to our YouTube channel shortly after the live concludes.
Yeah.
For complete information regarding all of my
Amazing.
social media handles and platforms, please click the link in the bio.
Yeah.
Thank you once again for choosing to be a part of the kingdom.
sure there's
We are
trace
honored that you have
service.
allowed Zeus, aka Triple H, to guide you to Olympus. Sit back, stay engaged, and enjoy the flight.
Hey, that's funny. That's what you said. Make sure there's tray service. Hey, this ain't a first class flight now. Come on now. You know that's gonna be a little something different. W's in the chat for Kabira. Now y'all getting too comfortable. He said tray service. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So let's go ahead and get today's show started. Where are we going to start? Yesterday, I was mentioning it earlier. Donald Trump, ladies and gentlemen, managed to get booed all day long during the World Cup. National embarrassment. Then after he got booed all day and embarrassed us in so many ways, we'll get into it. He did a little bit of a gaggle and actually said it was the best day of his life. W. Castro, thank you. Thank you all for supporting the platform. Yeah, because we're going to keep getting better over here. You know, to make matters even worse, you heard about one of Donald Trump's loyal supporters. How many of you heard about the Tate Brothers? You heard about what happened to the Tate Brothers over the weekend? Yeah. Top G. They found him in Miami this weekend and they put him in handcuffs. And I just said to myself, I said, wow, it's amazing. Because it's like everything I've been saying about MAGA and Donald Trump is coming to pass. Remember when I used to say, if Donald Trump wins, we're heading towards a 1929 style depression, one like we've never seen before. You know, this time there won't be any eggs and stuff like that. But one of my predictions is a lot of the Trump supporters, you're not going to be here. You're not going to be on the face of the earth, or you're going to be in real terrible shape because you don't get it. But Donald Trump is doing everything in his power to actively destroy you, actually to try to actively destroy the entire world. Now, the difference between you and me is I know he's a threat and I'm doing what I got to do to stay safe and protect myself. You don't see the threat yet. You keep giving him all your money. You keep putting hope in him. They make up stuff. Trust in Trump. And I'm like, aren't you a Christian? Didn't Jesus say, don't trust man? And you run around and literally just mocking God. Yeah, a lot of y'all won't be here. All right. So that's a W, Zeus. I just started that. We have 8 straight nights in Iran. Did you see the price of the oil that's gone up? Gas. Yeah, you see all this stuff happening. And the interesting thing about the whole crude oil, you know, Brent crude, they're saying it's trading at around $90 a barrel. Last I checked, I could be off. But, you know, when there was that MOU, that 14-point ridiculous, I call it what it was, that MOU, that was nothing but toilet tissue, in my opinion. Yeah, you wipe your butt with it. Yeah, and that's exactly what's going on now. But during this little window of time, we all knew it was market manipulation. We all knew it was market manipulation. And one of the demons of the kingdom that, you haven't seen him in a while. Who said DJ? Who said DJ? Oh, I did. He actually at one moment, and I'm not going to forgive him for it. He might get mad at me for doing it, but I'm going to say it anyway. He had the audacity to send me a photo of the gasoline price in wherever part of MAGAville he lives in. And he said, "See, Zeus, Trump was right. The gas prices are going to come down." First thing I thought to myself, I was like, why don't you just come onto the show and show the people? He didn't want to do that because he knows what either me or all of you are going to do. But that was weeks ago. Has anyone seen DJ ever since the war restarted? Has anyone seen DJ since the war restarted? No. Yeah. He doesn't want to come up here and face the music. This is how true demons operate, ladies and gentlemen, because he knows the first thing I'm going to do is nail his behind on, send me the updated photo of the gas prices. Don't go. This is the thing that really grinds my gears about Trump supporters. They won't bring the evidence, but when they do decide to quote something, it's something that makes Donald Trump look good, and they're really proud of it. But then when the real facts come out, all of a sudden they disappear. You guys are nothing but propagandists, spreaders of misinformation, disinformation, and it's really un-American, it's unpatriotic. W Zeus, I just did it again. And so with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, and then we're going to also talk about what else is there? Let's see. Yeah, the voter rolls. Mullen, yeah. Markwayne Mullen is claiming that there's 4 states out there where there's some fraudulent or questionable voting going on, and it's for some strange reason these are Democrat or battleground states, and we're going to get into that because right now MAGA is. I saw the news. It was on CNN, and they said the Democrats aren't performing that well right now, for whatever the reason is. And I said, "Oh, here we go again," just as I suspected. Just as I suspected. Apparently, America hasn't learned its lesson yet with Donald Trump, right? This is what I'm seeing. America clearly hasn't learned its lesson yet with Donald Trump, and so I think I thought we were possibly on the verge of turning the page on this MAGA demon behavior. But after I saw those alarming poll numbers, I said, okay, so there's still a lot of misogyny, there's still a lot of racism in this country, and we've been saying it. Those things are expensive. Racism is expensive, but it seems MAGA has not had enough. So we'll get into that, and then we'll listen to Donald Trump's little gaggle. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So let's get this show off the ground. Let's get started. Let's get started, ladies and gentlemen. And MAGA, listen, I don't want you to even type a thing. If you see a Trump supporter, mods, do me a favor. I'm not like all the other hosts no more. I don't want to talk to them unless they are. I don't even want them to have a voice unless they get in the box and give us what we want. And what do we all want? Let me go ahead and say it. What we all want is a good laugh. What we all want is a good laugh. We already know you're disgusting people. We already know you're sick and evil, and we already know you'll do anything. You'll jump through any hoop for your daddy. And it's just sometimes it's really incredible. It's almost like going to SeaWorld or something and watching a whale. Right, Mike? Mike knows. It's almost like going to SeaWorld and watching the whales jump out of the water. And while it jumps, the dolphin jumps over the whale. You're like, wow, I've never seen anything that... You only can go to the zoo to see that kind of stuff, right? W Zeus. So MAGA, if you don't want to get in the box and make Big Zeus laugh by just demonstrating how completely unhinged and incompetent you are, then don't put a thing in my chat. You should be thanking me. You should be kissing not just my feet, but you should be kissing the feet of the Democrats, because I promise you, MAGA, if it wasn't for us, Dame, remember I talked to Dame this weekend? You would probably be fighting the war for your daddy. It's because of the Democrats that you all haven't been already drafted. Did you know that? And I just told you, W Zeus. What racism have you? Oh, is that my homegirl right there? Red Lady Red. Is that her? I haven't seen Red Lady Red in a minute. Is that you, Red Lady Red? 10 toes down in Vegas? Is that you?
I'm not I'm not your homegirl,
Yeah,
fool.
you is. Yeah, you is. Where you been at? You been
No,
out there?
I ain't.
You been? Hey,
Anyways,
hey,
I just
hey.
got one
No. Can I
question.
ask my question first? Because you just can't come up in here and just act like
Oh,
this is your house.
hello.
You can't come over and act like this is your house. Come on, now you got to take your shoes off. You got to get familiar. And I haven't seen you in a while. So what's the latest and the greatest?
Anyway, I just have one question. Ain't nothing up.
Mm.
What racism, like, and be like real honest. What racism have you experienced in this country? And we ain't talking about from somebody else's eyes. We talking about you yourself.
Okay. All right. Cool. That's it. So let me, before I even respond, are you of the mindset, red lady, red 10 toes down, and you a sister in America, right?
Yeah.
You don't experience racism, is what I'm hearing from you. You believe that
I didn't.
you
I didn't say that. I
what,
asked
no
you
what,
what racism have you experienced? Don't try to change the narrative
well,
to try to paint
okay,
a picture to make me look away.
okay.
I'm asking you personally.
Can I give you what I believe, and then we get there? Because if I say the answer, right, it would be almost like you ever been in a math class?
Yes.
You hate it, don't you?
No.
You love math?
Your math was. I like the math.
What's the highest level you went? I'm just curious. Because I'm pretty sure you didn't go as far as possibly getting a bachelor's in it, did you? You didn't love it that much, did you? Because I would imagine there was a point where it all of a
What?
sudden I'm just
Wait,
listen to what I'm
wait.
saying.
See, this is
I'm
what be
taking you
making me mad
somewhere.
with you, Zeus.
I'm
See,
taking
and
you
you always
somewhere.
be
No.
calling out everybody else demons. Let's call out your goddamn
See,
mirror
you see how I
demon.
broke it right there?
No, you ain't break me because you
I just
trying. Just
did.
answer the question. My
Because
education ain't got nothing to do with have you experienced racism. I can still get an education in America while racism still exists. By the way, just to let you know, it has no correlation at all. I'm asking you, have you experienced racism? That's a
okay,
simple
a simple
answer.
answer is I believe I do experience it every day in America. All right.
Okay, like
Now,
how? Can you give
I
me an
see.
example?
I knew this is what I was trying to
I
avoid.
just want to know what you think
I,
is
no,
racism.
no, because we're getting you're going down a path I don't want to go, because this is going to be a very painful conversation if you really want to get into it, right? Because in American history, you are fully aware of slavery, right?
Oh
And
my goodness, we're not living. We live in
that's what I
2026.
was talking
On
about. That's what I was
2026,
talking
have
about.
you
That's what I was talking about
experienced
right there. That's why.
racism?
See, so this is
Can you please stop trying to make people
red,
look at
red,
stuff outside of what I'm asking
red.
you?
So,
If you
can,
want to have a conversation, let's have a conversation. I'm asking you,
wow,
have you experienced
red,
racism?
red,
You was not born in
red,
slave days.
red.
So let's talk about the slavery stuff going on now.
Okay.
The slavery stuff going on now, since you want to talk about
You
slavery.
see how sister
Have
want to
you
do it, brother. You
experienced
see how
slavery
sister
in
want to do it.
2026?
I'm experiencing slavery right now talking to you. I just thought of that. You
You see
right?
how
No,
you see how y'all
no.
make make about like this shit is a joke.
Red. You come up,
People actually
red.
lost their
Hold on,
lives.
red. Can you,
Lives, and you
red?
playing with it, but you up here calling out people demons, and you keep not calling out yours, Zeus.
Are you done?
The Zeus, the one God. Yeah,
Okay, good. First of
is
all,
you done? Tell me when you experienced racism.
come on now. Now, why you
Can
was
you please tell me when you
red? I
experienced
don't want to have to
racism?
mute you this morning.
Just mute me,
I
kick me.
can't home folks yelling in my ear like that. Now
I'm not trying to yell. You just
well,
play too much.
you're not
Cause your ass not gonna answer it. Cause you ain't experienced racism in 2026. You a black man sitting on a platform owned by the same racist people that you up here talking about, and they allowed your ass to have a platform
You
and
got me
prosper.
red,
You're
red.
prospering.
You got me
You're
red.
prospering
Oh,
off
I'm
the same
melting
race.
red. Yes, you biggest truth on TikTok today, Red. You ought to go take yourself to McDonald's and eat whatever you want. You're doing such a great job,
It
Red.
hasn't
Ladies
stopped
and
you from
gentlemen,
having a decent life in
Red just
America.
solved the
It's
biggest
people
issue in
out here that's
America.
actually
Okay,
going through
yeah.
stuff.
So I'm gonna explain Red, and I'm gonna
You
take
up here lying and capping for your audience.
Jesus Christ. I'm gonna have to keep saying this. Now, when we started this conversation,
Answer the
I'm trying
question.
to answer it for you if you could pay attention. Now,
No, just answer
do
it.
you have the ability to control yourself, ma'am?
Do you have the ability
This is, and this might be
straightforward
this might be some
question?
black on
Do you
black crime.
to answer a
So
straightforward
she don't
question
want to answer the question.
without mute?
Now I gotta just chastise her, so to speak.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah, I'm
Go to
okay. I can't control the demon. I got tools for that. All right.
you a fucking demon. Don't try to get on here.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to get.
You a demon.
Right.
Demon. Don't mute me so I can call out yours. Let my words flow then. Right, you mute me because your ass got the fucking demon on you. You muted me so
Red, you made my morning, honestly. That, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and give Red a round of applause. Tore her draws for us bright and early for her orange daddy, her dear leader. You know what you remind me of? Cause Red, she's blagger. She reminds me of this guy right here.
We are Trump supporters and support Donald Trump. Happy 250th birthday, America. We love being the worst of the worst and scum of the earth for our dear leader.
You, Red. Caught your red-handed W, Zeus. Now, Red, let me explain something to you. The reason that I was bringing up the whole conversation about math, and you said something that was very alarming. You said that your education, it doesn't matter. And that's when I say, see, sometimes when the conversation goes way beyond what you can comprehend and process, I know mentally, especially as a woman like yourself, black woman too, and coming from where you came from too, I can hear it in you. The demon was strong. You're going to check out, right? You literally came up here programmed to believe whatever it was you were believing. And as soon as I put you to the test and I said, well, do you have the ability to actually hear abstract concepts that are grounded in truth and not check out mentally? You failed the test miserably and you gave yourself an out. Well, education doesn't matter. Education matters quite a bit in these situations, Red, because when you're not educated enough on the conversation, you end up going in a little circle, disaster zone, and it's almost dangerous. It's reckless to have an intelligent conversation about racism with an ignorant person. And I just thought of that, W, Zeus. It's reckless. You know, and I'm just going to be honest, you know good and well your black behind is experiencing racism everywhere you go with that voice and with that attitude. Please. And again, I don't want to attack black. I don't want it to be black on black crime. I'm trying to uplift the sisters and help them get in positions of power so that they can do what they need to do and be good. You know, and we're fighting racism every step of the way. And then you get the demon Lady Red coming up here just crying. You're suffering right now. And I get it. Your daddy never delivered on any of his campaign promises. That's why you didn't want to answer any of the questions that I was going to ask you. I said, I haven't seen you in a while. Show us what your 401k looks like. That's what I wanted her to do. Show us what the gas price is looking like. Show us the cars. Show us your spread that you didn't came up with since Donald Trump came into office. All right. But you don't want to talk about that. You want to come up here and attack a brother. Shame on you, Red Lady Red. Shame on you. Oh, you rebuke me? Now that I said what I needed to say to you, now you can bring your behind up here and let's be adults. Now, did you catch what I was saying to you?
answer my question, please.
Did you catch what I was saying? Because I'll do it again.
I
don't mind
answer my question.
I don't mind being your daddy in the morning because I see that's what you need. You need a real man. You need a father figure like Big C.
I don't come from a single household, baby.
Hey,
I come from a 2-parent household in the home that my parents own.
You ain't got no proof of that.
Like, no, I don't have that same.
You don't got any proof of that. You don't got any proof of that.
Answer the question.
You don't got any proof of that. All this is rhetoric.
Answer the question.
You gonna answer mine?
After you answer
Turn
mine.
on that camera and show us all the success you've obtained under Donald Trump's second term, and then I'll go and answer any question you got.
No, you
can't do it, huh? You can't do it.
Look, they said I couldn't talk in the comments that I had to ask up here, so I came up here to ask my question.
Well, if you're gonna, are you gonna quit being combative?
See, that's the thing.
Are you gonna quit being combative?
Oh my, you're being combative.
No, you can't take my word and
if y'all could.
Ooh, could you imagine living with somebody like this?
Every time I get to talking the truth, people mute me.
Well, you gotta
because
stop
you trying to do
over-talking.
that.
You gotta stop over talking.
I mean,
Who did you? Whose
Zeus.
name you got on the tip of your tongue?
Zeus.
Huh?
Can you please answer the question?
I've answered every
Because
question.
you up here saying racism, that you experience racism, but you a BLK man in America who has an education,
You don't know what I got.
who has a platform
You don't
to
know what I
generate
got.
income,
You don't know what I
who's
got. Look at it
already
all.
showing
I'm gonna
signs.
stop you right in my pockets now. What kind of? Why
You do have a platform that makes money. Like, come trying to be honest here. I'm trying to tell you the point of me asking you that.
Red. You
Because
don't even have
you
the
trying to
red,
make it like
I got it. Don't make me
I would
dunk you.
believe what
Don't
you
make
say
me
if you
dunk
was
you.
an unsuccessful
Don't make
black
me.
man
Oh,
sitting up
she's
here.
been dunked. She's been dunked again. I had to dunk you back into this is an exorcism, so to speak. I didn't know I was gonna have to perform an exorcism this morning. But who better to do it than me, Red? You don't know me like that to be getting on TikTok and trying to add me up and pocket watch it, size me up again. I'm not the one running your life, and I have zero interest. I just want you to show us all how Donald Trump has made you successful. She's trying to add me up so she could be like, all right, maybe I can get in. Maybe I should consider dating Big Zeus. No, Red, I'm not interested. I'm gonna be honest with you, Red. I ain't got it. I ain't got nothing to offer you. I'm not interested. All right. So you don't need to worry about it. I'm not asking you for nothing. All right. All my needs have been met by Christ Jesus, so to speak. So don't even probe about me. If you don't mind, Red, it's really easy. A lot of us want to see successful Trump supporters, and you look like and sound like you might have a story to tell us. So if we can try this again, and if you can't do it, then just say you can't do it. Just say you can't do it. Say, I can't produce the evidence, Zeus, that Donald Trump has made my quality of life better. I can't show you my electric bill and show you that it's going down. I can't show you that my groceries are cheaper. I can't show you my 401k. I can't show you my savings, Zeus. See, if you could do that for me, Red, we can move on. Because see, the moment we start looking at that, I'm going to say, there's your racism. There's your racism right there. Everybody coming up except you. Huh. Think about that. And you still running around here, propping him up, making it look like he's the best thing since button-up shoes. Something's wrong with a lot of you Trump supporters, but I gotta say this. This is what we're dealing with. This is what we're dealing with. Yeah, she needs a bath. And many of you know, I don't like to get like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to run a smooth show, but I love it when I listen to some of the other panelists get up here and do it. But when you just can't be honest and you want to make it about Zeus, oh, you're on your platform. I'm like, you've been seeing me do this for 6 years. You should be saying, wow, that brother's real solid. He's real consistent. He's real persistent. I don't know how he's doing it. Maybe I can learn from Big Zeus, right? So you can turn around and use the good that you see me doing and make yourself better. But instead, you get up here with all this anger and hate in your heart. And that's why I said, yeah, I'm feeling the racism right talking to you. Yeah, you really came into my live this morning amplifying it as if you was the slave master. You better relax. You better relax. Yeah, you had nothing good to say about me. Nothing good. You literally tore your drawers with me. You tore your drawers with me. You couldn't even be a civilized, decent person, because we're both, black. And I'm like, at least act like that. But you can't even do that, W. Zeus. You just want to get up here and make black folk look like we don't know how to get along and have respectful conversations and stuff like that. That's a disgrace. That's a huge W. Zeus. I just thought about it. All right. Yeah. See, yeah, forget her. Yeah. And again, and this is the problem, right? So, moving on, all right? And Red, just do me a favor. Listen to the knowledge. Listen to the information that's being bestowed upon you by a handsome and intelligent black man, all right? And you just might get somewhere in your life, all right? So back to what I was saying. So I was talking about this moment yesterday, World Cup, Donald Trump embarrassing the United States of America, getting booed all over the place. And Trump supporters know this feeling very well.
The President of the United States on the field.
Yeah. Nobody respects this demon.
Of FIFA.
Yeah. I mean, multiple angles of this. I mean, and you just sit here and you go, wow, can you believe? Look at this. Wow. Look at this. Just booing him. That's music to your ears. I mean, and then you had this crazy moment where he just wouldn't leave the stage.
In 2026, the champions of the world are Spain.
Wow. Look at this.
Is now, so they can edit him out of that.
They can edit him out of this. What an embarrassment. Booed at the anthem, booed at the podium, and he still wouldn't leave the stage. It's like, it's almost like that's what we just dealt with Red Lady Red, right? Just, is it in you? You just love being humiliated? Zeus. When it's time to go, pack your bags, leave. Nobody wants to be around an argumentative, combative, disgusting, sick individual. Except for MAGA, because that's what they represent, right? Moving it along, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I mean when I was talking about Andrew and Tristan Tate. They were arrested in Florida on charge, and this is sensitive stuff, and we got the footage of it right here. Look at this. Look at this. Hey, Red Lady Red, if you don't get out of this situation you're in with Donald Trump right now, this could be, because like I said, he's actively going after Trump supporters. And the irony in all of this, I mean, look at it. You guys are laughing at the wardrobe. I mean, this is a person that is a loyal and faithful servant to Donald Trump and the MAGA movement. W. Little Hawk built a whole brand on teaching, and I call them what they are, MAGA demon male creatures. That's what he did, teaching these guys how to dodge accountability. And then here we are. U.S. Marshals show up and give him a final teaching. They taught him, didn't the U.S. Marshals teach him about accountability right there in front of all of his followers? And again, my message is the same. It's always been. Every Trump supporter, you need to understand that the wages of sin is death. And that's in the Bible. If you work iniquity, hell will be your portion. You can't pledge allegiance to a corrupt person that's doing ungodly things, breaking every commandment in the book you profess to read, and not believe you yourself will not experience hell on earth. All right. And this is what we're seeing. I mean, and these are serious charges. And you know what? I started thinking to myself, I'm like, if you look at what they're dealing with and you look at what Donald Trump dealing with, Epstein, who said Epstein? I'm like, the angle is crazy. Isn't it interesting? Isn't it interesting, ladies and gentlemen? Here we are, Top G. And I've never, and to be honest with you, I used to listen to these when they first came out, because what they were saying seemed pretty radical and it fed into the misogyny. It fed in it really good. And then here we are, I've unlearned a lot of the nasty stuff that they were programming the kids with, and I've unlearned it. And so I'm a master at acknowledging and recognizing it, right? I'm like, no, this is terrible conduct right here. But a lot of men don't know, or I won't call them men, a lot of the MAGA creatures, they don't know how to get themselves out of it like Big Zeus did. But here we are, and I'm going, look at what's happening with them. Now they're dealing with the same thing Trump's dealing with when it comes to SA. Isn't it funny how Trump's problems can become your problems, MAGA? Isn't that interesting? And this is why I've been telling you. Apparently, a lot of you Trump supporters have not had enough. A lot of you Trump supporters, you haven't suffered enough. So when I see Trump supporters suffering, there's a part of me, honestly, that says, oh, wow, let's go ahead and help them out, right? because that's how I was raised, right? You know, you see people in need of help, you want to help them out. But the other part of me is like, you make your bed and you got to lay in it. And I don't want to be a person, I don't want to be a catalyst for you to continue to avoid being held accountable for your conduct. So now I'm sitting back and I'm going, yeah, if that means you got to actually, you know what they like to say. You do the crime, you do the time, right? While you're running around here demonizing all other groups of people, right? While you're running around here demonizing all other groups of people, the real reality is that what we're finding out in situation after situation when it comes to MAGA, a lot of the crime that's going on is right in their living room. A lot of the crime that is going on, let me say that again, that MAGA loves to cry about is in the living room of their own household. You can say Laken Riley's name as much as you want it. She's never going to come back. But it's amazing you can say Laken Riley's name, but you can't say nothing about that demon that you're living with. You know who he is. I showed you the video of him. Unalive, took a pew-pew, aimed it at her grandson. Why? Because he wouldn't leave the house. Violent demon behavior. So you want to turn around and complain on the internet all day long about black folks, immigrants coming into the country, but you living in the house with a deranged, violent dude, conservative white guy who runs around the house with the side on him, the pew-pew on him, and just makes all kinds of violent threats. Dude's a weirdo, creep. And you don't have anything to say, but you can say Laken Riley's name. That's why I say a lot of you Trump supporters, you've dug yourself in a nasty, nasty ditch. And ain't no way to get out of it except for, you know what? You got to pay the ultimate price. WV. God destroys the wicked. Yeah. And I'm sitting back watching this and I'm like, no crocodile tears. When the pain and the suffering comes your way, no crocodile tears. Because you didn't show you had that same compassion when you heard the story about a woman who made it into the United States, came in through the southern border, just trying to make a better way for herself and her family. You didn't have any compassion. She wasn't here breaking the law. You cheered on when ICE unalived all these people in random places in America. You just cheered it on, WVIP. God is bringing MAGA to their knees. Yes, Keith Porter, Renee Good, Alex Purdy, all of them. And the ones that we don't know about that are losing their life in the shadows of America that don't make the headlines. You don't have any compassion for them, especially when you get on social media. You're 10 toes down in the demonic work. And then you're wondering why your households are cursed. God is not to be mocked, MAGA. You can pretend, you can play in front of me. Okay, I'm on social media for a couple hours a day, and then I go on, I get busy doing what I'm doing, and you can put out whatever you want to put out. But when you have to live with the demon in the house, whether it's your significant other, it's in your kids, or even you look in the mirror, you see what it is. You see exactly what it is. And the crazy thing about it is you don't think we can see it. They don't think, MAGA doesn't think we can see them for who they really are. All my life, I was having a great conversation this weekend with one of my close loved ones. All my life, I was raised to try to do the right thing, take accountability for my conduct. And I honestly thought that was what we all were supposed to be doing. Up until Donald Trump came down that golden escalator and pulled the curtain back on America and showed us what's really going on in this country. Yeah, Obama, quiet as it is kept, I'll say this. Oh yeah, he made me believe to a degree we had arrived or we had made a lot of progress in this country. And so I was one of those that said, look, America just might be able to live up to its promises. But then after his presidency, all the demonic evil wickedness that came out the woodworks because they were so upset that we had a black president. I'm sitting back going, now I got to unlearn everything I learned growing up. Try to expect people to do the best. I got to unlearn that now because whenever I engage with a Trump supporter, we can never have good faith conversations and y'all excuse evil all day long. You excuse it. On one side, Graham Plattner, terrible person. Graham Plattner hasn't even had a court case yet. But y'all jumping on his back. I'm talking about MAGA. Y'all jumping on the man. Oh, he did it. He did it. Donald Trump, court cases, Supreme Court level, evidence here. Found liable, essay. Oh, what I tell you, it's like watching the whale jump out of the water at SeaWorld, right? It's like the whale jumps out of the water and the dolphins jump over the whale. This is what we're watching in America. And I'm going, wow, all that let's be good and search for the goodness in people kind of stuff. Oh, that's going out the window now with MAGA. Now I'm expecting, I'm like, no, these folks are hell bent on destruction. Hell bent on destruction. And guess what? If you like it, I love it. I'm giving you a first class trip there. W Zeus. If you're not going to play me and get me to start going along with you and your lies, absolutely not. If I'm going to get in trouble, I get in trouble by myself. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it by myself, and I'll deal with the consequences that way. But you're not going to let. I'm a thinking individual, and I'm sitting there going, you still let this man lie about what happened in the 2020 election? You still believe him? You still believe him after you see that he's defrauded you? Literally? Billions of dollars? You still believe him after you see that he lied about getting us into a war with Iran? Like, what part of the agenda do you still believe in at this point? And then here we are going into midterms. Who should I vote for? It's a tough one. I can't stand the Democrats because the transgender stuff that they got going on. So guess what I'm going to do? And I can't stand the whole DEI stuff. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to roll the dice with Donald Trump again. This is what we're dealing with in the United States of America. And I'm listening to this and I'm going, okay, good. I'm here for it. I'm here to watch your destruction. Nothing makes me happier knowing there's one less Trump supporter on the face of the earth. Every time I look in the news and find a nasty, terrible story happen to a Trump supporter, tried to warn them. I really did. But they thought it was a game. They thought they were owning the libs. No, you're not owning the libs. You're owning yourselves. W Zeus. Preach. Yeah, that's why they don't want to come on the show and talk to us anymore. They'd rather go around here and talk to other people and try their routine on other people. No, bring it right on over here. I promise you, if I don't get it, one of these amazing panelists that I have, or these people in the audience, they'll hear what you're saying and they'll be like, oh, you're lying. And then they'll destroy the whole mood. And all of a sudden you crash out and you want to do your little, no, I don't want to hear it. Look at what you're doing to this country right now. Literally, and this is where I get upset with Red Lady Red. Red Lady Red. 4th of July. Where were you? Where were you at, Red Lady Red? Is Red Lady Red here? Red Lady Red. Did you see what happened on the 4th of July here in the United States? America's 250th anniversary?
We are Trump supporters and support Donald Trump. Happy 250th birthday, America. We love being the worst of the worst and scum of the earth for our dear.
For your the Patriot Front, white supremacist group, showed up to the Capitol. 4th of July, America's 250th birthday. And Donald Trump still hasn't said a word condemning it. And you want to come and ask me, when have I experienced racism? Woo! I don't know what you're on this morning, but that's the craziest question to ask right now in the middle of all this chaos that's going on. Imagine this, Red Lady Red, and I can make it personal, but you should go look up all the black women who lived through slavery and documented what happened. Imagine if the things that those women experienced would have happened to you. And the sad thing is this, it's still happening. And for you to get up here and pretend like it's not, it's a disservice to the black community. It's a disgrace, honestly. As much as I like, verbally sparring and doing all that, when you do it the way you're doing it, you don't realize it, but you're giving these racist folks a permission structure to continue doing what they're doing. And then guess what's going to happen? Right now, we don't know what happened to Nolan Wells and all the black men and women that have been disappearing randomly. They're not looking into or talking about. We don't know. But when it happens to you, you're going to be singing a different tune. Because the last thing a Trump supporter thinks is that it could happen to him. That's the last thing. When you talk to the average Trump supporter, they don't think anything that we're talking about could ever happen to them. And then next thing you know, a data center shows right up in their neighborhood. And they go, you know what? That's bad for the environment. What? Oh, I don't want this water that got all that stuff. And now all of a sudden you care about the environment. See, this stuff that we're talking about, it seems abstract until it actually starts to become a reality. That's why I was asking you that question about how did you perform in a math class? Because if you really understood what I was going with that, you would have understood what I was saying is there's a lot of stuff that's way beyond your ability to comprehend. And even if you don't comprehend it, you can at least say, hey, let me look into that and get back to you because you just might be onto something. But a lot of you cut your nose off to spite your face. They don't appreciate what Big Zeus and all the panelists that what we do every morning and get up here. They don't appreciate it until one day it happens to them. Oh, Lord, my utility bill just hit an all-time high, Zeus. Yeah, $500. And I just paid it off last month. Now it's $500. I don't understand. Oh, maybe Zeus has been right, but they never come back. They never come back and say, Zeus, you're right. They sit in the shadows, they lurk, and they worry about the wrong things. How much money is Zeus making on TikTok? And I've always said it. What do you think I was doing before TikTok? You didn't know I was a made individual before TikTok? You didn't think I had the capabilities to do whatever I needed to do then? You should be honored, honestly, that you have a handsome black man like myself. Just rant every day, Monday through Friday, consistently bringing the truth. You should be honored because you've never seen anything like this. You never have seen anything like this. Somebody that's unapologetically honest and standing up for something that you can't even deny is the right thing. W. Zeus. Imagine if I was using my powers like I used to for evil. Imagine if I was doing that. Then you would be up here crying, oh, Zeus, please. But now I'm sitting here trying to help folks out and you still got a problem? Shame on you. Shame on every single one of you demons out there. That's why I call you demons, because I don't want to curse and get in trouble on TikTok. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me go ahead and wrap up the last part of the morning show. And obviously what we need to discuss is this lie right here. All right, be on the lookout for it. This is a MAGA lie circulating on the internet. What to know about the Trump administration's claim that 250,000 non-citizens are registered to vote. All right. And this is actually tied to DHS Secretary Markwayne Mullin's letter that he posted after Donald Trump made that crazy claim during his, primetime speech where he basically confessed that China was helping him win the 2020 election, right? By targeting Joe Biden, right? The United States Department of Homeland Security, Markwayne Mullin, sent letters to the secretaries of states in 4 states warning them about tens of thousands of non-citizens who are illegally on states' voter rolls. Secretary Mullin, sent letters to California Secretary of State Shirley Weber, New Jersey Secretary of State Dale Caldwell, Nevada Secretary of State Francisco Aguilar, and Pennsylvania Secretary of State Al Schmidt. This is the quote. Election security is national security. As President Trump last night, DHS has identified over 250,000 potential non-citizens illegally registered to vote in just 4 U.S. states. Only Americans should be electing American leaders. The word in here is potential, right? This is what they're fear-mongering the American people on a word called potential. The estimate came from a commercial database, is what they're saying, that the White House has been keeping. And here's something, if you go back to the CBS article, right? According to David Becker, Center for Election Innovation and Research, the method produces heavily false positives. He'd guarantee that it would include many, maybe a majority of fully eligible voter states, and it could be them breaking the law to remove eligible voters, the way the Trump administration is categorizing this information. Also, it's interesting that the states that they're looking at are either battleground states or Democrat-leaning states. Isn't that interesting? In Pennsylvania, Al Schmidt, a Republican, says the rolls are properly maintained and non-citizen voting is extremely rare. Yeah. And in Nevada, Aguilar said it's wildly speculative, nothing shared to back it up. All right. And if you want information about what the courts have said, a federal judge found the administration acted unlawfully creating the database. It's called a save database, right? Which some states says was used to incorrectly remove United States citizens. And here's the interesting part. If you read this article, because there are states that do audits, right? Here's the interesting piece. Several other states have conducted audits of their voter rolls in recent years and found some potential non-citizens were registered to vote, though such instances are extremely rare. Georgia ran a real audit and found 20 out of 8 million, out of 8.2 million. The state of Georgia only found 20, not 20,000, 20. The number of people that you possibly might see at a birthday party or something. So what are we really doing, MAGA? What are we really doing? Besides lying to the American people about things that aren't really true. Which leads me to the next thing, ladies and gentlemen. The demon himself and his gaggle. Yeah, right after getting booed twice, watch how he goes on camera and actually said he had the time of his life at the World Cup.
Like he's speaking, let's listen in.
There has never been anything like it, probably in terms of an event, let alone soccer or football, whatever you want to call it. But I thought it was incredible. It was 4 times greater than any FIFA ever held. And it's probably about 5 times, actually.
So he just said 4 than any FIFA ever held. And then in the middle of that actually said 5 times. Wow. All in one sentence. This is incredible demonic work, ladies and gentlemen.
Telling me today. So we're very proud of our country. We're very proud of the job that was done by everybody. We congratulate Johnny Infantino.
Johnny Infantino. Can't even get his name right. But this is the person y'all worship, MAGA. You worship this demon.
And all of his staff and the incredible job they did. But this was one of the greatest events of any kind ever held. So we're really happy that it did so well. And all over the world, people have come and they've loved our country. You know, shown off our country in a different light. And it was a great thing. It was a great event. And I'm glad you all enjoyed it.
You sad Argentina lost, President?
You say it?
Were you sad Argentina lost?
No. And see, he's asked, was he sad Argentina lost? But the reality is, earlier, before the game, he was leaning towards Argentina. That's his man out there, Javier. Yeah, it's bad. He said at one point, it's never a good idea to go against Messi. But here he is pretending like he's not sad at all.
I wasn't sad. I think they both played well. I would say Spain played better, really. But they both played well. I mean, they got to the finals, and it was very exciting, actually. It looked like Spain dominated, but it was a very close match. So it was great. It was a great event, yes. Well, we feel very badly, but...
And now he's being asked about the men and women who lost their life in this war he started with Iran. All he can say is, we feel very bad. And then he pivots within one breath to Iran, talking about the damage Iran has suffered.
Well, we feel very badly, but you know, those great people, those great patriots are out there fighting that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. Iran has been very, very badly damaged.
He cannot show any kind of sympathy at all, especially after our service members are losing their life for a war he started. He can't express or show any type of sympathy. Narcissistic, malignant narcissistic behavior.
They've lost everything almost militarily. They've got very little left. They've got some missiles. They've got some drones. They've got some manufacturing ability, not much. We control the strait. They don't control anything. So we'll see what happens. But we hit them very hard again tonight. And we did that in honor of the probably 3. It's probably 3 as opposed to 2 great patriots.
Lying about how they control the strait, confirming that now it's 3 more. We're up to 17 service members that they've at least let us know about, with hundreds injured. And again, this goes back to what I was telling you, Trump supporters. Y'all cried. Y'all cried. 13 soldiers lost their life as part of Biden doing the Afghanistan withdrawal. And we all know that's a very terrible thing. No one feels great. That's not a bragging thing. But look at where we're at now. We're way past 13. And again, where are your tears at, MAGA? Why aren't you crying about this to your dear leader?
President, what are the consequences for China for meddling in U.S. elections after your...
Well, we're going to see. We'll be speaking to them. We'll be seeing.
So now they're asking him, what are the consequences to China meddling in the 2020 election, like you were saying? And he says, "Oh, we're gonna see. We're gonna be speaking to them. We'll be safe." So a no, he's not even answering, but just, basically him admitting it was a lie. Huh.
And sir, can I ask you, did you have a conversation with Carney from Canada today?
I did, yeah, I did.
How did that go?
Well, it went good, but I told him, you got to stop these fires from...
So this is about the wildfires in Canada that he now is saying is polluting the air in the United States, and now threatening to put more tariffs on Canada about. And in the middle of all of this, he somehow is an expert in forest management.
Coming in and, poisoning our air. Our air has been poisoned. I have a good relationship with Mark Carney, but, we got to stop the fires up there. If we can help them, we'll help them. But maybe they should pay us some damages or something, or we should do some tariffs. But it was terrible. You had businesses closing. In particular, Michigan. If you look at Detroit, Michigan area, they had to close everything. They had to close car plants and a lot of other things. So I've never remembered this happening. Over the last 4 or 5 years, you saw it starting to take place. I've never remembered it happening before.
Did you have a chance to talk to the Prime Minister of Spain as well?
I did. I spoke to Spain, and I congratulated them on having a great team. I really spoke to a lot of people.
You had tension with Spain?
No.
No evidence.
I have no tension with anybody.
President, this plane does not have anti-missile.
Now they're going to ask him about that Qatari jet, right? Remember how Iran pretty much forced him to ground that thing because they let him know you're not safe flying around in that. Even though you've destroyed our military and our Navy and everything, you're not safe for some strange reason flying around in that jet that you made all the Americans pay for. And again, where's the outrage, MAGA?
Well, it has a lot. And, it has a lot of capability. But as I understand it, in about a month or so, they're going to send it to have it be maxed out.
So they're going to max out the jet again. Wow.
So they're going to be sending it, and they'll have it be maxed out. It'll take about a month.
Mr. President, Canadian wildfires. Did you speak to the Canadian Prime Minister?
I did. Well, I was just saying, I gave an answer here. I spoke to him about it. I said, you got to get it stopped. It's really forest management, and they should know how to do that. If you go back 4 or 5 years, I don't remember ever having a problem like this, so we do have that problem.
Someone around, Mr. President, you said at the start of the war it would be 4 or 5 weeks.
Now they're asking him about, you said when you started it, you said it would only be 4 to 5 weeks. Think about that. 4 to 5 weeks. And we're in the 9th night of the war restarting, the MOU being trashed, and we're still fighting. Huh.
Well, you keep hitting me. This is a far bigger job that we're doing. We were doing a little job of stopping them from having a certain capability. Now we're just ending it. So it's really not the same thing. What we're doing now is we're ending any chance where they could have a nuclear missile. If you look at it, after a week and a half, not 4 weeks, a week and a half, 2 weeks, we stopped them from probably, but I don't want to have the word probably. Thank you very much.
Yeah, because see, typical Trump behavior, typical Trump supporter behavior. Once we start pressing the issue, all of a sudden, you got to go. You got to get up out of here. This is what we're talking about. You asked CD, you said we paid for it. Yeah. Who do you think paid to have the plane, the Qatari plane, upgraded, so to speak, so he could fly on it? You think he paid for that? Or are you opening up to the idea that he probably used taxpayer funded money to do that? And now he's about to max it out. Who you think is going to pay for that? Again, W, Zeus. It's so easy to get the W's from the Trump supporters. So, all right. Thank you. That concludes my monologue this morning. I did get a little off track with Red Lady Red, but you know what? It was necessary because sometimes you just got to take the trash out, so to speak. Red Lady Red. All right. W Zeus. It is now time to open up the boxes, ladies and gentlemen, honestly, and hear from those of you who are brave enough to get in the box and tell the truth. All I can say is this: if you're a Trump supporter, you're not driving the conversation. I drive the conversation. So don't get up here and start asking me anything. All we want is really, honestly, a good laugh, right? Right, Maddie? Mad about you? Yeah. Give us what we want, a good laugh. And what would be a good laugh is if you really could produce that information that supports any of the stuff Donald Trump has been saying. Wow! Great skate! Wow! Wow! W Rick! Thank you. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. All right, let's open up the boxes and hear from those of you, honestly, who are brave enough. Let's go. Who do we got this morning? G-Man. Good morning, G-Man.
Good morning to you, to everybody in the kingdom. Wow. What I'm about to say, wow.
Yeah.
How did I start? So you started with the Tate Brothers.
Yeah.
I sent you also Tulsi Gabbard brother.
Oh, I heard about him.
Yeah.
Demon.
Yeah, demon. Bona fide demon. And yeah, just because Tulsi, your brother did her something, happened took place in Hawaii. He did, try to sing somebody underage, to go trust thing like that. I'm glad Johnny Law got that and all that, but this is what the media has say he had because it's a mental health. Come on now.
Not acceptable. So what you're saying is they're making an excuse for Tulsi Gabbard's brother, saying it's mental health related.
Yeah, but it happens some average American, I don't care what political field they could take otherwise. They send us to the general population. They got to call the ignorant people that at the jail depending about somebody to go touch the child. Just keep it for TikTok friendly, for GMAT response. Remember what that World Cup 40 years ago? The Trump tried to took over the stage too.
Yeah.
As well, he tried to put them over. Yeah. That's nothing new about him. We think he want to center. Yeah, thank you, Ange. Thank everybody for sending attention. Now, this is the reason I come off for.
Okay.
I served because I'm a veteran. I served this country. I know I put my body on the line to defend the United States Constitution.
You did. Thank you.
And I'm gonna say this to all your MAGA bichos. You claim that you're a patriot. Now, why there's not half staff for the flag on the living of these people have to do this on the living on it? As freaking well.
Yeah.
It's all right for that's with this Leslie Graham and the late CK and all the half-ass, but not the people that wear the uniform to fight for the country they're on it.
Wow.
Why does that? And I want all your MAGAs explain me as a veteran. Why his mindset he done that?
Why?
I already know.
Yeah.
I already know. He really don't give a damn because I'm gonna keep it real. He uses them as pawns.
He uses them as pawns. Yeah.
Yeah, yes. This is for educational purposes. This is GMAT opinion for keeping us alive on.
Yeah.
The reason why it escalated worse because about the e-file with the committee on the Senate, right there with the ladies got the committee with the guy. So what are going to the distraction the media more focus on? Boom about
facts.
Just saying.
Yeah.
And I check my sources and all the other outside the United States. They really did more severe damage in our bases in the region.
Yep.
And the casualties are a lot higher what the claim for. And I'm not surprised.
Yep.
And also I've been told that the morale and the armed forces, regardless of what branches, on the lowest of the lower this.
Yeah.
They didn't sign up for this stuff.
No.
That's all, Zeus.
Yeah.
I'm disgusted and I'm peed off.
Yeah.
Or that's what I want everybody to do. Vote these fascists, formerly known as the Republican Grand Old. I don't even call the Republican Party, and I'll call them American fascists.
Yeah.
Y'all see all that. Vote them out.
Vote them out.
These bandejos out. That's all I want everybody to do. Because, like Obama said, don't get mad. Vote.
Thank you.
That's all I had to say because it would be no tomorrow as Do you think it's bad now? If they maintain power control, it's get worse now. For that young lady that came to your live,
Red Lady Red.
I know. Lady Red. I wish, and I Zeus, you could do your own lane, but I wish Takesha or Straight Facts was there with her old mates, get a little, had a little conversation with your lady with her own community that said I had it out.
Hey, I could facilitate that. I could make it happen if everyone wants to hear it. I don't mind doing it.
Oh, I love the Straight Facts of Takesha here. That I like to have somebody with her own peers go at it. But this is me, Red Lady Red. I'm technically I'm a boomer. I don't look it, because the genes and being Puerto Rican and on it. But still, I was around. He don't want to rent freaking apartment if somebody looks like you and us Puerto Rican as well.
Yep.
Have you talked to somebody that knows about Trump better than her conspiracy, or you'll know that?
She don't.
You'll know that.
She don't want to do it though. She's heard. The thing is, G-Man, as grown as she is, she's heard it. You can't tell me if you've been on Earth and you haven't heard what you're saying, right? About him not renting out those apartments, the Central 5 stuff, him going into his properties and telling the black folks to get in his back. How he only wants certain people counting his money. If you haven't heard any of that kind of stuff yet, you don't even listen to what Donald Trump is saying, then you're not paying attention. She knows it.
Yeah, and not only that, with the Supreme Court upheld decision in Louisiana, I always ask the people in the marginalized community to vote against interests like black and bichos, self-hating coconuts. They think they white. They're not. They just like my complexion, they good at, it's going back to Jim Crow 2.0 again. You're going to have nobody represent your community. Then what? What's your answer to that?
What's your answer?
And they're ready purging. Georgia already had it before. They're going to do it again. Other places, especially red states. But Zeus, that's all I basically want to rant about these.
Okay.
It's sad that people that's active duty, blood is in the Trump administration's hand.
Yeah.
Regardless or not, it's on your hands.
Yeah.
And what I'm about to say, the SF they do, Whiskey Leaks.
Yeah. Whiskey
Talk
Leaks.
about
Whiskey Pete.
Whiskey Leaks. You know, I served both regular Army and National Guard as Army, but dude, you're the freaking disgrace to be a former National Guardsman. Even though you're an officer as a major, you should know better, man. You just deep down inside because somebody doesn't look like you or different sex excel and better than how ranking in you. That's all it is. I can't stand that clown ever since he was a damn Fox and Friends and all this, but that rhetoric.
Exactly.
But Susan, I don't want to hold your time.
No, you're
Thank
good.
you for everybody. This is a marvelous Monday, and I want everybody. If you heard it for this independent rhetoric, I have empathy of other people. I don't like that this country is becoming really midst in fascism and that's all.
Correct.
I want everybody to freaking vote.
Thank you.
Zeus, thank you for your time, and I don't want to take up your time. And thank you for everybody. And Swerving, Twilight, everybody in between, stand strong and do your thing.
Amen.
Thank you.
Amen. WG, man. No lies detected. Yeah. You see how we've defeated and destroyed the demons this morning, ladies and gentlemen. And G-Man, you're right. Please make sure you register to vote. Please understand that midterms this time is not going to be like they used to be because you have a president that is actively involved in suppressing the votes, meaning he is making it harder for anybody to make it to the place that they should be able to go and vote at. They might change the locations. You might have found your name removed. You better make sure you're registered to vote and you go and vote. And I shouldn't say it because I don't like telling people who to vote for. But if you vote for the Republican Party this cycle, I can get it. Listen, we can settle whatever issues we got next election cycle, right? But if you vote for the Republican Party this election cycle, no forgiveness. No, I just, because now I'm 6 years into this, right? We've been accurately, right, Ange, right, Tara? We've been accurately, right, Maddie? Dr. Keisha, right? We've been accurately predicting everything that's happening now down to the T. Because we could understand this. We're not just random individuals on the internet talking politics. A lot of us have grown together on this app in one way or another. I just do my thing, but a lot of them, whether they're in the comments or mods, we've been watching this, and we're not like how many people are shocked where we're at right now with this administration? How many people are shocked? Like totally Didn't see this coming. How many of you are shocked? Nobody. W's to the chat. This is what I'm saying. And Uncle Trey, hey, right? We all saw this coming. And so at this point, I've been a little more understanding in a way where it's like, okay, you're not going to vote for Trump midterms. Okay, I can deal with that. All right, I'll be more compassionate because at least you understand now. I still don't know how you missed it, but I'm learning over the course of this 6-year experience that a lot of people did it because they said, "Oh, I want Zeus to stop talking about Trump," or they'll point at another content creator and say, "Oh, it's you creators that are forcing other people to want to go and vote for Trump." And I'm going, now that's cognitive dissonance right there. That's cognitive dissonance, like all get out. Because when your decision to vote for someone becomes, a social media content creator made me go and do this, and that just means you're not taking this seriously, right? You're not taking matters seriously. You're abandoning your responsibility as a citizen, as an adult, and this is where we're at right now. Regardless of how you feel about me or any of these other people on the internet, left, right leaning, it doesn't matter. You need to, at this point, be able to accurately assess whether or not the person you're voting for will at least try to fulfill a good portion of the promises that they're making. That they have a track record, all right, that shows that they at least have some ounce of credibility. And you go into the voting booth this time and you're not convinced yet already that it's the Republican Party right now that has no credibility, that is immoral right now, covering up for the E-Files, dragging the nation into the wars, driving up the cost of living on everybody, never showing us any signs of accountability. For instance, has anyone seen Mitch McConnell? Has anyone seen Mitch McConnell? Uh-oh, they got mad at me. Uh-oh. No. No, Gregory, where is he? Where's Mitch? Remember? To you all, you don't like people installing candidates and forcing you to vote for people you didn't vote for. Oh, who said Lindsey Graham's sister? Isn't it amazing Donald Trump handpicked her? The people of South Carolina didn't even get a choice. You don't get a choice about who represents you. The president does. You're not a little bit suspicious about any of this stuff that they're doing? It doesn't look to you like a huge power grab that could somehow end up putting you in a worse position? You don't see it because you're so upset with Zeus and the Democrat Party? What did the Democrats do to hurt your feelings? Transgender. That's what they'll go to. And I'm going, so let's just go down the path because, sometimes in logic, you got to assume the negative is true in order to prove that it's not. So let's just assume that is. So what you're telling me is you're willing to throw away an entire country because of how you feel about men and women's sports. Yes. Okay. So let's go ahead and throw away the entire country, right? You throw it away. Now, what problems do you have now? I promise you, it won't be the transgender issue. You will be literally fighting for your survival now. Like a lot of you are doing now. Now you're in a space going, well, I still have the transgender issues, but I also am fighting for my survival now. I can't pay my rent. I don't have access to health care. The cost of living is being driven up by all of these wars and these lies. The president's making all kinds of money. And I still have the transgender issue. And I still have immigrants in the country. So now you got to go back to your decision-making process and say, did I make the right decision? Was it a wise thing to throw away the entire country over an issue that I don't even deal with? The answer is no, and that's a huge W, Zeus. It's a huge W, Zeus. It doesn't take long to get these. It's so easy. Uh-oh, good morning, Nutty. Welcome, Nutty.
Hey, good morning to everybody. How's everybody today?
We're doing pretty good.
So
How
I
about-
have a simple, I have a simple question for you.
Mm-hmm.
I know that you're not a constitutional expert, but I think you know enough about our Constitution where you can answer this question.
Mm-hmm.
According to our Constitution, who is in charge of elections?
The states.
So if the states are in charge of the elections, this letter that that Mark Wayne Mullen has sent to the states, trying to force them to do whatever he wants them to do. I think we could truly say that this is definitely not right. This is the federal government pushing the federal government onto states' rights. That's in direct violation of our 10th Amendment.
Yep.
So I guess my question is, if the states are in charge of the elections, why do we keep, or MAGA, to you, why do you keep listening to this man? Every single day he lies to you. Every single day he changes his story. Every single day. Now, it was very clear because I watched the World Cup last night.
Yeah.
It was very clear that the man was getting booed, and it didn't faze him. And the fact that it doesn't faze him, that should be a problem.
Yeah.
Because listen, at the end of the day, we're all human, right? And we all have feelings, right?
Yep.
Now, some of us are in our feelings more than others, but at the end of the day, we all have feelings.
Yes.
None of us like to get booed. None of us like to get criticized. None of us like that stuff on a large scale. This man, he is a complete narcissist. When you start not to care, when thousands of MetLife Stadium holds about 80,000 people.
Yeah.
80,000. And obviously I was watching it on television, and even the network turned up the music so we at home could not hear the boos as pronounced as they were.
Oh, they tried to do that.
As they were.
Wow.
So no sir is giving me baby bottles. I'm not. So no sir, you should suck on those own nipples because you certainly have been taken off the nip. So it's wild to me how constantly this man has said what he's going to do and what hasn't been done. We're 2 years into this administration.
You got turned on when you said that, Nutty, by the way. You see him he got real quiet, sick man.
I know he did it. And as much as they like to talk about my voice and all this stuff, I don't swing that way.
Thank you.
You know?
Thank you, W's in the
I don't
chat for
swing that
Nutty.
way.
It's so easy to cook these demons. It really is.
But one more thing before I get out of here. Was that the infamous wig that I heard this morning?
Oh,
Red Lady Red?
Oh, look at who you brought up here.
Was that the infamous wig?
Yeah.
Hold on, man. Why I get muted in the comments, Zeus?
Because you're an idiot.
Oh, there you go.
Name call.
Why? Yeah. Why are you?
No. That's
pastime.
No, that's not name calling. That's me being factual.
W Nutty.
You are a certified.
Wow, we get two in one day. So we got another black.
You are a certified idiot.
Yeah.
You are a certified idiot.
Man, tell him to stop being disrespectful, Zeus, man.
How's he
No.
being disrespectful?
If this is being disrespectful, if this is being disrespectful, then I'm here for it.
Thank you. You know,
so
Nutty's
if you don't want to be an idiot, then stop being an idiot. It is that simple.
You've been crying for 6 years now.
Listen, brother. One plus one will always equal 2.
You've been crying since you've been on TikTok, boy. What's wrong with you?
Oh, is that okay? So what's the point of you coming up? Talk to me.
Why you been crying the whole time I've been on TikTok? You the biggest crybaby on TikTok, bro.
What have I cried about? Give me some factual statements.
Every time you come up here, you cry, bro.
No. I don't want to talk about
everything. Is anything in your life going good today, bro? What's up, man? Give me some good news, man. What's good in your life?
Listen. Hey,
your life revolving around Donald Trump, dog. What's your life look like?
The good news is that you are not my kinfolk just because you my
I gotta
kinfolk.
mute him. He's not letting you talk. You got to let.
You know what? That's par for the course.
Yeah.
That's par for the course.
Demons can't control themselves. Oh,
so here's what I'm saying to you, Zeus.
Thank you.
Here's what I'm saying to you, because
Black man don't need to be walking
know,
around with that much stress, man. I'm just saying.
I know you've asked us not to pitch a tent when we get in these boxes. So I'm not gonna pitch a tent here.
That was a good one, right?
It's people like that they want to come up to confront, but what are they confronting? Now, I gave him an opportunity to tell me specifically what his beef was with me.
Yeah.
I will be more than happy to tell him what my beef is with him. My beef is with stupid people.
Okay, there you go. So you hear that? No, sir. If you can have the conversation without getting crazy, then we can do that. Because we all need what we need this morning, which is what a good laugh out of Blaga, especially Blaga. So why is it that, Nutty, why do you think Blaga is having a hard time controlling themselves around us lately?
Well, it's because that, everything that we point out to them, it goes against the narrative. It's the typical MAGA.
Yeah.
It's the typical MAGA. It takes them beyond the typical MAGA, though, because they don't like to be called out by us, by their own.
Yeah.
They don't like to be called out by their own because they know that we see the game because we know the game.
Bingo.
So, see, the other people, they don't know the game. They don't know the game. To them, oh, I don't see color. I don't see color. Bullshit.
Ooh.
Bullshit, you don't see color. All right? So they get really angry. I know, you know what? I deserved it today, but I'll take it. I'll take it. They hate when we do it because we know the game.
Yeah.
We know their talking points. We know them intrinsically. We know their emotions because they are part of us.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
They're part of us.
Sad.
That's why they get so angry with when other black people call them out, because we know the game.
Yep. Yeah. But then you know what they'll worry about? They'll say, "Oh, Zeus, Nutty, we're beta males." They'll call us beta. You ever heard that?
Listen, you can call me beta, you can call me whatever you want to call me,
yeah.
because at the end of the day, I know who I am and whose I am.
Bingo.
So I'm not here on this platform trying to impress none of you. Name one of you.
Thank you.
All right. So with that being said, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm not gonna pitch this tent.
Okay.
I'm gonna get out of here. Y'all have a great day, man.
All right. W's in the chat. W's in the chat. All right. Yeah. What we did today, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we've silenced quite a few of these demons this morning. You all deserve, honestly, you all deserve a round of applause, because that actually means they're learning. And that's interesting that I had said that, right? Isn't it interesting that they're learning? MAGA is that unless you have proof that your dear leader is delivering on all the lies he told you, we're really at a point right now in America where, honestly, keep whatever's rolling around inside of your brain to yourself, because you're really not that bright. I could be, and if you might think that I was a little harsh to the demon this morning, a couple of them, right? But if you really think about it, how many words does a Trump supporter have to say before you realize they're not that bright? How many words? How many on average? Let's just go ahead and get the number out there. How many words, ladies and gentlemen? How many words? That should be a quiz, right? I'm double checking the chat. What somebody said. Ain't that crazy? Half a wow. Hey, y'all. And that's the reality. Did you listen to these people? And this is my favorite story to tell. And we got a little bit of time this morning, right? Great. My favorite story. You get a Trump supporter, and she doesn't want to come back to the kingdom anymore because they know, he has a good way of exposing us for being what we truly are, right? You might come in here, and they come in and they bring Excel spreadsheets, .gov websites, BLS statistics, you know what I'm saying? And they prop it all up, and then they come in there and then they say, Zeus, how many people in the country are working? And it's a gotcha game, right? Because if that number isn't sitting in the front of your brain, right? Because, I got other numbers sometimes sitting in my brain like, wow, the president's enriched himself. $1.4 billion. I got all these other numbers, the tariffs charts that he had, you got all these crazy, but now this is a number that they somehow stumbled across. And so they'll go, oh, well, you couldn't give me the answer. So boom, owned you. And this is how they operate, right? And I said, this is the funniest thing ever, because the impression a lot of them think that they're giving you is, I'm smart. They think that when they do that, that means I believe that they're intelligent people. But like we all agree, the moment we saw you say one word, and I'll be generous, one word, some people say you don't even need a word. We knew it was going to go downhill after that, because we all know you don't even know how to comprehend the information. So I asked a counter question. How many people in the country aren't working? How many people in America aren't working? They didn't have that answer, but they had the answer about how many people are working. So it's the way that they're trying to make themselves seem very intelligent. That's pretty impressive, right? So you go to the point and you say, so assuming I went along with you, and this is how I was trying to explain this to Red Lady Red, assuming I go along with you and say, yes, you're smarter than me, because this is what MAGA thinks. Explain how one could know that the person they're voting for was impeached twice. Only president in American history to get impeached twice in just their first term. There's no other president that's experienced anything like that. You lived through what he did in his first term, whether it was the C-19 or what he did on January 6th. Post-term, you watched him get indicted on multiple fronts and convicted in one case and found liable in others. Pair that with all the evidence you know about him from his past, dark, dirty past. You knew he was friends with Epstein. You heard the comments he made. When you're a star, women let you do it, grab him by. Explain to Big Zeus how one with so much intelligence, spreadsheets.gov websites out the wazoo, BLS statistics, how could one honestly come to a conclusion that in the 2024 election cycle, the better candidate was the least qualified candidate? It's one of the greatest mysteries. It's really one of the greatest mysteries. How can people who pretend... Oh, that's the answer. They're pretending. I just answered my own question. How do you people out there who pretend to be smart think that we who really are intelligent enough don't see what you're doing? We all know what you're doing. You're pretending that you're smart, but you're really not. That's why they don't want to come talk to Big Zeus. I'm not. I mean, they say Zeus is a nice guy, but when you really drill down, am I really nice? Am I? I like letting people prove that they really don't know what they're talking about, and that they're basically, making themselves look like fools. So yeah, someone put it in the chat. Hatred, racism, misogyny, right? We all know what it is. Yeah. The only reason, and I'm going to give them the answer again, a person would have all that information and still go vote for the least qualified person is because there's an internal issue going on in that individual. And you'll say, well, how did you diagnose that? Because common sense would have said, I'm not going to vote for the least qualified person and put myself in a bad situation. I'm not going to do that. That doesn't make any sense. But when you don't have common sense and you're driven by whatever that issue is, like misogyny and racism, right? Guess what you will do? I know I shouldn't do it, but I'm going to do it anyway. That's the mindset of a person that hasn't evolved. I know I shouldn't do it, but I'm going to do it anyway, and I'll take my chances. That's how a lot of you think. Because I just couldn't bring myself to vote for a qualified black woman. You just couldn't do it. Why couldn't you? Fear. Trump won. Penn, Georgia. Oh, it looks like we have a Trump supporter. Come on up here. Come on up here. Or get muted. Yeah. Okay, let me just mute you. Okay, so you know how to copy and paste something in the chat. Okay, great, but you can't bring any evidence to support that. I'm not really worried about where you say Trump won. I really want to know, are you winning? Because remember, your dear leader said this.
You're going to be so proud of your country if I get in. You're going to be so proud of your president, and I don't care about that. But you are going to be so proud of your country because we're going to turn it around and we're going to start winning again. We're going to win so much. We're going to win at every level. We're going to win economically. We're going to win with the economy. We're going to win with military. We're going to win with health care and for our veterans. We're going to win with every single facet. We're going to win so much, you may even get tired of winning.
Yeah.
And you'll say, please, please, it's too much winning. We can't take it anymore. Mr. President, it's too much. And I'll say, no, it isn't. We have to keep winning. We have to win more. We're going to win more.
Yeah.
We're going to win so much.
Yeah. Yeah. Where's it at? Where's it at? You see how they get quiet all of a sudden when we say, go ahead. Show us where. W, Chris. W, Chris. Tinkerbell, yeah. Good morning, the beautiful Jim. How are you doing?
Good morning, my friend. You've had quite an interesting morning.
Yeah, can you believe it?
I didn't know that if you were a working American man who had some semblance of success, you were already in the non-racist group.
Oh, hit him with it.
Did you?
Go ahead. I knew you had it.
Did you know that because you're a black man in America and you have some form of income that somehow you are completely devoid of facing racists?
Right. Isn't that,
did you know that?
I didn't know that, but I'm glad that you called that out. Yeah, I didn't know that. Huh.
I mean, it's almost like we're not witnessing it every day on an app. It's almost
Bingo.
as if people are missing that
Bingo.
every day, the racism that is spewed. I mean, we must be living in some fairy tale that we're not seeing the racism that is literally spewed in your comment section every day or when you're on a panel.
Ooh.
It's almost like somebody like Red Lady Red, still trying to figure out that name, is another Madam C.J. Walker, right? I mean, she's a black woman in America.
Yeah.
She must be very wealthy.
Yeah.
Because there's no racism, right?
Go ahead. Yeah, right.
But Madam C.J. Walker, if people actually did their research, was one out of millions of people across America that had really, really good success, right?
Yeah. Sure.
And
did.
now that was in the 1800s, right? So
Yeah.
1800s, early 1900s, right? So now we're in 2026, Zeus.
Yeah.
Do you know what the statistics are? Because Madam C.J. Walker, by any standards of today, would be a billionaire, right? From her success.
Yeah. Yeah.
By her standards, do you know how many female billionaires that are black are in this country?
Next to zero. I'm going to go there. To zero.
There are 4.
Yeah, next to zero.
Black female billionaires in this country. 4. One of them's Oprah Winfrey.
I knew Oprah.
One of them is Beyonce.
Okay.
And one of them is Rihanna.
Okay.
And the 4th one is Sheila. Her name's Sheila Johnson.
Okay. Wow.
So 4. So out of the 1,900 white male billionaires, there's your statistic. Over 1,900 to 4.
Wow.
So in a country of 340 million Americans, those are your statistics, okay?
Yeah.
of the percentage that this woman tried to talk about you being a successful black man in America, where you've got your own thing going, because we work, we work hard, we do our time on TikTok, we do our time at jobs, and somehow just barely making the standard of living.
That part.
That means you're successful.
To her.
That means you're successful because you're not below the poverty line and you're not in jail, right?
Yeah.
Because that would be Red Lady Red statistical, right? That you're so ahead of the game. But then she might want to check out those statistics, right? So what are those statistics in America? Shall we talk about those statistics in America?
Get it out there.
So Zeus, as a black man in America, what is the percentage of you being falsely arrested?
5 times has to be, and I actually go 100 times. What is the number though? Seriously, what is it really?
So then, if you are arrested and you're around a group of black men, what would be the ratio? Does anybody in the comment section know the ratio of black men that would be arrested in this country?
If I was around a bunch of other black men? Oh, please. I don't know the exact number, but I can say you're going to have a more than likely chance of getting arrested. Somebody say 7.
Daffers knows the numbers. Daffers knows the numbers because Daffers has been in my life. It's 1 out of 3. 1 out of 3 black men in this country will be arrested for a crime.
Wow.
Okay, you ready? You want to know what the statistic is for white males? 1 out of 17.
What's the difference?
1 out of 17 will be arrested. Now let's talk about the actual crime process and how many will be exonerated. So out of those arrests, the 1 out of 3 and the 1 out of 17, the black male more than likely will be exonerated at the end of that process because they will find out that he in fact did not commit the crime. It's somewhere like 58%.
Wow.
But 1 out of the 17, the white male, will be prosecuted fully because 9 times out of 10, they literally are responsible for the crime, if not more crimes that they did not get caught up in. Because more than likely, there's some white woman at the end of that saying it was a black man when really it was a white man that beat her ass, That's statistically true. So this is what we're up against. And it's really sad to hear someone like Red Lady Red come up on here and tell you as a black man in America that racism doesn't exist when we're literally witnessing it every single day at the highest echelon of our government.
Go ahead,
we're literally watching them take away benefits and union access and voting access and medical access throughout our country. We're literally watching them take off names of successful black men and women in this country who have dedicated their lives to service. We are watching U.S. military service members be kicked out of the military or not promoted in the military simply because they are either women or black in this country. So I don't know what happens to people like Red Lady Red who come into spaces like this and literally try to tell you as a black man in America that you do not experience racism, that racism is not a thing in this country. When we're literally watching and hearing about some young man across this country today named Nolan Wells, who is going to be having his funeral in this country today, and we still have no answers to how this young man is gone. We have no answers as to why young black bodies are dying across this country at the hands of law enforcement, at the hands of white supremacists. We are literally watching as migrants, black and brown bodies in this country are being incarcerated in concentration camps across the country today in the United States of America. In 2026, we are watching it. But yeah, let's come up on a black man's panel in America and tell him, look, you have a platform. Aren't you lucky?
Wow.
Look at you. You're doing better than me. So I'm going to use you as the example. But But how many other examples have to be made across the country of the opposite happening?
Wow, W, Jim.
And you know, when you do the statistical math on this migrant issue too, right? When you read that letter, that Mark Wayne Mullins, somebody who needs two names because he can't figure out how to separate them, how Mark Wayne Mullins literally has to send it to 4 Democrat states. Now let's do the math in California, since that's our state, right?
True.
If there are 190,000 potential was the word, right?
Correct.
If there are 190,000 potential fraudulent votes, that statistic in California, where there are 40 million voters, is 0.00047%.
Wow.
Not even 1% could make a difference in the statistical voting process.
Facts.
But the fact that we know that the Trump administration will lie, deny, and literally cause people to die with their lies, it doesn't matter because they just want to sow dishonesty, distrust into what we're witnessing. Yet they forget that every single time there's been a problem with so-called voting, Donald Trump has literally been at the helm of it. Donald Trump has literally been the sitting president when he claims these issues. You know, like in 2020 when we went into January 6th and they tried to claim that the FBI was somehow, it would have been Donald Trump's FBI.
Explain that.
It literally would be Donald Trump that can't do the math.
Facts.
And it's almost like we have court cases that prove he lies about the math.
60 of them.
Court cases. Yeah. And the ones in New York where he can no longer be even remotely involved in charities in New York because of lying about the math, because of stealing money that belonged to charities for children who had cancer and charities for wounded warriors, that he abused that monetary value for personal gain.
Explain that.
We actually have court cases. We have felony cases against him for 34 counts of paying off porn stars in this country, literally committing fraud and tax evasion, knowing that he and his father owed still about $550 million to the state of Texas and the federal state of Texas. Wow. He probably does owe Texas, New York, and the federal government.
Wow.
So, you know, this is what's really interesting to me. If any one of you that are still supporting Donald Trump, I just want to remind you that you are in the same boat as every other ordinary, average American citizen who gets up every day, works hard, contributes to the tax system, that literally pays for the bridges and the roadways and the buildings and the ERs and all of the money that goes for emergency care. I want you to know that that is lessening every single day as they literally rob you in your sleep of taxpayer money, treasury money. And while he builds more crap that has gold on it, you're the one who's not going to be able to feed your families or pay your taxes, or you're going to be fined by the IRS. And you're going to be audited by the IRS while he's over here working sugar deals with a corrupt DOJ and a corrupt Supreme Court that is going to somehow try and cover his ass. But it's crumbling. It's crumbling. And it's up to every single one of us to get out there and make sure we are still talking about it every single day. It is up to us to talk to our neighbors and our friends and our children. All these young teens that are going to be 18 years old in 2026 and in 2028, it is time for us to start reminding them that we're not voting for us at this point. We are voting for them, because voting is about the next 4 years and the next set of laws and what kind of country you want to be in, where we're protecting the civil rights and the human rights and the women's rights and the educational rights of every single American citizen. And yes, we believe in science and math. And therefore, when you hire us and you vote for people like us who believe in science and math, who vote for the rights of every American citizen, not some, not just a few, not white ones, not male ones, but all American citizens to have access to the same laws, then that's when we're going to progress the nation forward and not any sooner than that.
Amen.
So let's get this done, folks, and stop listening to people on the internet that have to say red lady red twice, because I think she's trying to convince herself that she's red in an American country that doesn't see color. And yes, that was an intentional microaggression. Because that's what white folks do in this country. They intentionally use microaggressions to make you believe that you somehow are less than these old white males whose balls are still touching the toilet water no matter how frickin' rich they are.
Ooh, let's go. W's in the chat for the beautiful Jim. No lies detected, cooked and booked. I knew somebody was going to be able to do it.
Have a great Monday. I love you.
All right. Love you too, ladies and gentlemen. Alter ego. Yeah. Microaggression means it's a small, but still it's not good to have those. All right. And you can go learn more with DEI training. They'll teach you about microaggressions and things like implicit bias. You got to learn how these things are being done regularly, and they need to be checked and stopped. All right, that's not a good thing to do. All right, W Zeus. You know what's very small? An atom. Did you know that? Alter ego, an atom. And you know how much damage an atom can do? Did you know that? E equals MC squared. All right. See, you're so wrapped up in the wrong thing. Focus on the right thing. W Zeus. I just taught you something this morning. Y'all leave alter ego alone. He's a Democrat, but he thinks that he's Big Zeus at the same time. Yeah, I think that's what's going on. He thinks he's a Democrat. He votes left. I think that's what he said. But I also think he's having an identity complex. He thinks when I'm talking and doing what I'm doing, he sees himself in me. So it's an interesting dynamic, and I've been rocking with him for years. But sometimes you do got to put him in a straitjacket. All right. Good morning, Tinkerbell. How are you doing?
Oh, hey, sis.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi. I just want to come up and talk a little bit about, I was going to mention something about Janet Jackson, because she came out and said, right before the last election, she was saying, oh, Kamala Harris, she isn't even black and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
And that hurt me.
And I'm thinking,
that hurt me.
I don't know. I think she thought that maybe, oh, well, Michael Jackson was friends with Trump, so maybe that means that I should be leaning towards supporting Trump or something. But, Michael didn't get to see this side of, Trump coming out with, being in politics and becoming president, because Michael Jackson passed in 2009, so he didn't get to see all this crap going on,
Sad day.
So, I think if Michael Jackson was still alive, he would really hate what's going on.
Agreed. W. Tinkerbell. And I get it. Not everybody thinks Mike is a decent person, but on this show, Mike's a good person, and all right, and that's just how it is. Because Mike's done.
No, because when I was growing up, I listened to his music all the time.
I still do.
And you know what? A lot of his music, like Black or White and Heal the World and all that, it taught me how to be a humanitarian.
Thank you.
Not the, not the churches. Church didn't teach me that.
Go ahead, Tinkerbell. Y'all can say, to me, it's
I'm
just like,
saying.
you're not, I'm protective. I'm very protective of Michael Jackson on this side on TikTok. So it's just not a good idea to bring up anything.
Did you ever get to see the movie?
I sure did. I saw that.
It was good, huh?
Yeah. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Jafar,
I loved that movie.
His nephew.
I just get so irritated thinking about Janet Jackson and then these celebrities that are sipping for Trump, like Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton.
Yeah.
It's come on.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. They're going to end up meeting the same fate everybody else who worships Donald Trump, ignoring all the wickedness that goes along with him. It's guaranteed to happen on your money back, huh?
Yeah. Oh, I was just thanking the people, for appreciating Michael, because, he really was a true humanitarian.
Yeah.
He donated so much to all the children's hospitals, and he just loved everyone, and all he wanted was to see peace in this world. And He would really hate. He would despise what Trump is doing right now.
I agree. I 1,000% agree. All
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Thank you, Tinkerbell.
So, I mean, and I appreciate you so much. You know, I've been following you for like 5 years
You
now.
have, and you told me stories. You said, Zeus,
Yes.
you helped me get through my depression, remember? And
You did.
And I said,
you really
I didn't
did.
even know.
I was in a pretty dark place when a lot of that stuff was happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
well, when January 6th was happening,
Yeah.
I was so depressed, you know?
Yeah. And that's when
And then you came on and I saw you and
thank you.
you lifted up my spirits
Thank you.
and I was like, that's right. We're on the right side of history. We're doing the right thing.
That's right.
You know?
That's right, Tinkerbell. Because something when I saw
So-
January 6th, I don't know about, but I think the most of us here, when we saw January 6th, something inside of us woke up. And
yes,
I haven't been the same since, to be honest with you. Ever since that day, I've been on guard. I'm going, oh.
Me too, yeah.
Oh, the demons are
and
back.
it's hard for and it's really hard for me because I work at a really right-wing company,
Oh.
Home Depot.
Lord have mercy.
God, it's terrible. I mean, I see a lot of MAGA and I just I hardly even want to ring them up, but I have to.
I God bless your heart, Tinkerbell.
Thank you.
Thank you, because and that's the reality, right? We have to deal with these people in real life.
Yeah.
But
And I'll tell you one. I'll tell you one last thing real quick.
Okay.
One of the most disturbing things I seen at Home Depot was this kid. He was maybe like 8 or 9.
Mm-hmm.
He had a "Make America Great Again" hat on, and then he had a freaking jacket with
Wow.
a patch that said MAGA. And I was like, "That's indoctrination."
Thank you. That is indoctrination. And you could think he could have put so many different things on his jacket. He could have put some Bible chapters and verses, but what he did was showed everybody he was a demon.
Right.
Wow.
Because his parents taught him he's MAGA. I mean, it's really disturbing.
Yeah. Wow.
And and then I thought to myself, well, boy, if that kid knew how much Trump hurt kids in the past, wonder if he'd still feel the same way.
Boom.
You know?
Tell him, Tinkerbell. Wow. W's in the chat for Tinkerbell.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
They don't know the truth about Trump. These young kids, they have no idea, you know?
I completely agree, and it's because their parents aren't telling them the truth. But it is, you're right though. That's a good point. W's in the chat.
Yeah. So, and then one last thing I'll just say, Michael Jackson, his music is making a comeback, and it's coming back to bring more peace to our lives, and it feels so good to just listen. It feels good to listen to his message.
Yeah. That's what we got to do, and fill yourself up with some good news, not all this terrible news. All right.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
exactly.
All right.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you so
keep
much.
Keep on keeping on.
Thank you so much. All right, my friend.
Okay,
I
love you.
appreciate you. Love you too, ladies and gentlemen. W's in the chat for Tinkerbell.
Thanks, guys. Love you guys.
Yeah. Wow. It's always encouraging, ladies and gentlemen, to hear just amazing stories from real Americans out there explaining what they're really facing in this country right now. These are honestly interesting times, to be honest with you. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, guess what? It's time to wrap things up. I hope you all had a great show today. I want to give a special, because we got to get up out of here. It's Monday, and I know a lot of us got a loaded day, loaded calendar, right? I want to give a special thank you to each and every single one of you tuning in this morning. One of the most entertaining and engaging, exciting shows on TikTok, where we confront these demons head on, and we should just be considered soul snatchers. We snatch their souls out, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so you know what time it is, ladies and gentlemen. Alter Ego, thank you. You're taking care. You're paying your dues. It's about time you've been doing it. Every Trump supporter should be paying their dues, because this is real work that is getting done, saving souls in this country. And if we leave one day, every show, if I could save at least one soul, it was worth it. All right. Thank you. In the meantime, flight attendants, do go ahead and get the cabin ready. We're about to land.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have now landed and arrived at our final destination. On behalf of 3 Crossing Zeus, also known as Triple H, and the entire crew, I would like to thank you for flying with us today.
That's right.
We extend our sincere gratitude to all the viewers who tuned in and listened throughout the show.
Thank you, Seven.
Your time, attention, and participation made this episode truly meaningful.
The beautiful Ange.
We are deeply appreciative of your continued
support. This is amazing
support.
right here talking.
A special
That's
thank
her
you
name.
goes to our valued subscribers, generous gifters,
Doc.
dedicated moderators, and esteemed panelists. Your contributions, guidance, and active involvement are essential to the success of the kingdom and allow us to deliver the highest quality experience for everyone.
You've never seen
As you prepare to depart,
this.
please remember that full recordings of today's episode will be uploaded to our YouTube channel shortly.
That's
For
true.
information on all my social media handles and future broadcasts,
Have a great morning.
please visit the link in the bio.
True.
Thank you once again for choosing to be a part of the kingdom. We are
this
honored that you allowed Zeus, also known as Triple H, to guide you to Olympus. Until our next journey, we wish you a safe and productive day ahead. You may now gather your belongings and exit the aircraft. We look forward to welcoming you back on board soon.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know what we do. Have a great rest of your morning. Great show. Thank you. W Computer.
Yeah. What about body?
Maddie.
What about body? Hold the whole election now.
You know how they get when they see y'all make me look so fly. And you saw how Red Lady Red crashed out this morning. And it was sad because I know she's never seen a brother so handsome. W's in the chat. Cold as the days. Thank you, Poetivity and Cold as the days. I got those cash apps. I didn't say it on Friday, but I saw it. Thank you so much. Hey, love you all. FM, love you too. Sweet Serenity, love you. Rima, thank you. Yeah, Alter Ego. About time. Yeah, you should be doing it on a regular. Hunter's laptop. Remember Hunter's laptop? Hit that cash app. Yeah. You didn't think I caught that, did you, Alter Ego? I'm ambidextrous up here. Let's go. I'm the best. Thank you. You're the best. Sneaky Fingers, my man. We've been rocking and rolling for a long time, bro. Thank you. Let's go. Hey, your economy dying, can't feed your child, right? Remember that? Hey, Marissa. You're my hero. Let's go. Right, Great Skate? Thank you so much, Great Skate. I saw what you did today. What an honor, seriously. Deb, love you. Hope you're doing okay, too. Keep up the good work. Queen Flea. Lady J. Yes. What about him? MAGA always has questions. What about him? W Heaven. I don't know if you're here, but you usually show up around this time, brother. W's in the chat for Rick. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of here.